I can get a little bit funny. So hang in there. Okay, we are live. So Tuesdays with Tara. And I want to ask you first of all, the topic today, and I'm Tara Nolan, transformationtara.com, transformational business and life coach, guiding you from pain to purpose, guiding you to find your deep purpose. It's called your Dharma in yoga or your soul calling. So you can live a life of greater fulfillment by following your passion, following your soul calling, or your listening to your heart's desires and creating a life that you love with greater freedom, flow, ease, fulfillment, and even finances. So that's who I am and what I do. And thanks for joining. Today, I'm talking about the 5 biggest ways that we can keep ourselves stuck as entrepreneurs or even in our lives without even realizing it. And here's the thing, we all have habitual patterns that keep us in the same place. So we end up almost on a hamster wheel trying to create different results, but life is, ends up like a little different version of what we saw, last week, last month, last year, sometimes the last decade. I hope not. And you want to have something new. You want to create a difference in your revenue stream for your business. You want to create greater ease, maybe build a team, maybe have more clients, whatever it is, or maybe it's in your life, right? This applies to your life too. You want to create a new relationship, you want to create a new place of living, a new career situation, but nothing's really changing. So here it is. Here's the 5 mistakes that entrepreneurs and really people in any situation can tend to make that keep you stuck. And my number 1 is something that came to me because it actually happened to me today. I planned to go live earlier today and had an issue with my internet. It was completely down, and I had planned to be with another person interviewing her as well, which I'm doing again on Friday, so it's okay. But what about Mercury retrograde? Has anyone had anything? I mean, Facebook and Instagram were down yesterday. This is a real thing. When Mercury is in retrograde, they say technology doesn't work at its highest level and things get messed up. So I experienced that today, full force. I'm like, what is going on? And I had to reset my modem and all these things. So the number 1 lesson in that is when something does happen, whether it's technology or otherwise, I sometimes swear just a little, so sorry, but pivot when shit isn't working. So when shit's not going the way you want, sorry to use that word, but when anything stuff isn't going the way that you want, you need to pivot. If you stay in the same zone, going with the old plan and recognizing the plan isn't getting you where you want to go, you will end up being more stressed out and you can't make as much productivity out of that time. And your energy actually goes in the wrong direction because you end up spending all of this time and energy thinking about what doesn't work instead of pivoting to what will work. I also see this with, yoga clients of mine. I have a school training yoga teachers, and I work in mastermind programs, really coaching female business owners or those that want to start a new business to be able to follow their soul calling and create success on their own terms. But what happens is one thing that they're attached to, maybe it's retreats, isn't working, or a workshop or a certain way of following Facebook ads isn't working, and they stay with it because they think they have to figure it out. And sometimes we have to recognize very quickly and be able to turn on a dime that when shit isn't working, I'll call it in my terminology, that you just pivot, and you pivot quickly, and you trust yourself that this is a different direction to go instead of continually swimming upstream. And the same thing happens in life. Again, business, life, anything. Where in life are you continuing on a path that is not taking you where you want to go? And why are you struggling? Why are you swimming upstream when all you need to do is turn and go another direction and let the current flow? When life is flowing, when business is flowing, when something's happening that you're making more money, you're feeling happier, you're feeling more fulfilled, you're healthy, you're happy, whatever it is, then that's a good thing. You're going the direction that you want to go. But when not, you have to pivot quickly and be willing to turn, be willing to change, and be willing to ask for help, be willing to ask for help if you're not sure how to pivot. Like quickly, careful, just the right person who can guide you. Sometimes it's a coach, sometimes it's a tech person. I'm not sure of your scenario, but whatever it is, like trust that that this is the universe guiding you, that you need to take a different direction. So don't fight it. Don't fight it. Okay, that's number one. Pivot when shit isn't working. Number two, one of the biggest mistakes that I see entrepreneurs make is they do not focus on revenue generating activity. Revenue generating activity needs to come first, and it needs to be something that you do every day in your business. And even if you are the entrepreneur, the owner, the person that's not doing sales, checking in with the salespeople, literally lighting that fire under their butts every single day to get them excited and inspired again. Not pushing, not saying, are you doing it? But like, getting them re-enrolled and talking about your mission and your why and like, how are they going to reach people and what is the plan? Like, you've got to have a plan, right? So doing activity that's getting you where you want to go. Now, this could also apply to your life or your business, but what do you spend your day doing? What purpose-driven activities are you doing? And what is your ultimate goal? And are you putting your time into the place that's really going to get you there? Or are you hiding behind creating websites and creating new programs when you don't have enough of the current program sold? Or whatever, maybe it's just spending, a lot of time. I love journaling and meditating, and I could journal and meditate all day long. But unfortunately, there's a time that you want to step out of that and just recognize where you can be the most productive to create the results that you want. So number one, pivot when shit isn't working, pivot quickly. Number two, don't forget that revenue generating activity comes first, or apply to your situation that you're taking purposeful activity to get you in the direction of the place you want to go. So those are two. I've got three of the largest common mistakes that entrepreneurs and people can make to keep them stuck in situations. And I am going to let you know, I'm going to go deeper in this. There's two events I have coming up. One is free and you do it at your own time. And it's a succession of 10 experts that follow their soul calling in business. So if you're interested in that, go to Soul Calling Success Summit, soulcallingsuccesssummit.com. And you can sign up for free and you'll be able to get the videos each day in your inbox. And they're just like 15 minutes, but they're really powerful women and I have a man that will be sharing with you like their secrets to success and what they, how they follow their soul calling, how they pivoted in their life, how you can also follow your soul calling and find greater success in your life. And they all have like amazing, completely different tips. And I'm calling it the F word summit because they all have a different F word. So you can see where you want to tune in, whether it's fashion, freedom, fulfillment, finances, fun, etc. There's so much more. So soulcallingsuccess.com, soulcallingsuccesssummit.com. Okay, number three. The other thing that entrepreneurs do is they keep everything on their own plate. I'm one of them. We tend to be a bit more of control freaks. We want everything to go a certain way, and we think that we know best. And a lot of times we might actually know best because we know how we want it in our mind and no one else can run our mind. And we have the idea and the vision of how the project is supposed to go. But the problem with that is then we become a bottleneck to our own success because we're trying to approve everything that goes through. And it really puts a halt on the productivity of the project in general and of our business in general. And we have so much time going into overseeing everything that we can't put our time into other revenue generating activity, into being a co-creator and a visionary, and really creating the bigger dream picture that we want to move towards. So notice if you're doing that in your business and where that might be holding you back. And here's another event for you. The big event is lifeonpurposelive.com. And that's a 3-day virtual retreat in November. Fourth mistake keeping entrepreneurs stuck is you can't grow if you don't know your numbers. And what I mean by this is not just knowing your income, your revenue, income and your expenses and your balance sheet, et cetera, your P&L, but it's really knowing when to invest and when not to invest. Like if your expenses are always exceeding your income, obviously there's an issue because you're not actually getting ahead. Even if you have a multiple 6-figure, 7-figure business, you have that point where you're like, why am I working so hard? Because you're not really getting where you want to go. But here's the kicker. It's really important to make smart investments. And a smart investment is when you see, I mean, it's going to be like, this is going to sound elementary, but you have to really think of it in this way. When you really see the return as to helping your business grow. For more than a decade, probably about a decade and a half, I was a restaurant consultant doing financing and marketing for restaurants in corporate America prior to being a business and life coach and being in the world of yoga and traveling. And when restaurateurs would take the financing we offered and put it into like building a patio so they could really, take this money, and even though they'd have something to pay back, I would, advise them that this is a smart investment. This is a smart time to take this loan or take this money, because you're going to create more business as a result and grow your business. Other times, they were taking money when it wasn't always a smart investment. So look at that in your own life and in your business. Like investing in a coach for me has always been one of the best decisions I ever made, because it always helped me to, 5 times the result of what my investment was. I mean, minimum, 10 times hopefully, to ask yourself, does this align with my future vision? Does this align with the result I want? And then you know what decisions to make. And it becomes easier to make those decisions and know where to invest your money and where not to. Does it align with the return, the vision that I have, and will it give me the return that will make sense? And I understand that you don't always know, but it can become more clear, especially when you really look at if you're going to have KPIs and deliverables that will get you there, will get you where you want to go, right? So number 5, this is my favorite one. My favorite one of the mistakes that all of us make, as particularly entrepreneurs in this scenario, to keep ourselves stuck. I think it's one of the biggest mistakes in life to even not give us the happiness we want. And that is to trust our intuition and make fast decisions. And this might counteract what you've heard in other places, like take your time, make the right decision, think it all through, talk with everyone, blah, 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 blah. I'm sorry, the more people you talk with, the more advice you get out there, the more you have all these other voices in your head telling you what you should do, and you just drowned out your own voice. Like, you just drown out your own voice. I mean, and this isn't me. Like, look at, Steve Jobs, one of arguably the greatest entrepreneurs of our time, tells us to trust our intuition in business and in life. Oh, Paolo, I miss you and love you. One of my fabulous Italian friends that we met in Bali. And my trip to Bali was a perfect example of that. I had no reason to really go, except it was something I felt called to do, and I was drawn to do it, and I wanted to do it. Now I have these amazing people in my life from around the world, and I completely changed my life as a result. I went from corporate business to studying deep level happiness and fulfillment and yoga, and now I bring those things together in the coaching business that I do today that absolutely fulfills my purpose and really fulfills my heart on a daily basis. We had a 2-day workshop last week on the art of transformation coaching. We had 9 people step forward to do contracts with us again out of 24. So really successful event, really amazing. And it just meant so much to me, not because of the business that was coming in. Of course, I love that too, but it meant so much to me because it means the people in our programs are so fulfilled and getting what they need that they want to keep renewing year after year. And the new people were also loving what we were doing. And some of the other people really weren't even qualified candidates. So we just had an amazing event. So join us for our next event. There's the Soul Calling Success Summit.com, where you can just get amazing expert interviews for 10 days in your inbox, but then take 3 days. This is the big one, November 9th, 10th, and 11th. Like, trust me on this, your life will change. If you're looking for a new direction in business, if you're looking to grow, tune into your purpose, find more freedom in your life, and just deeper meaning in general, then you need to be at this event, November 9th, 10th, and 11th, lifeonpurposelive.com. And I have amazing speakers coming. It's going to be a real immersion, going deeper into self, removing any blocks, and getting clear about what your next steps are in life and in business. So thank you for tuning in. Please do leave a comment or an emoji, even if you watch this on the replay. I'd love to know if you were here, what you think. If you disagree, let me know too, or either way, but I am grateful for each and every one of you. And I just hope that something I said today resonated and left something positive on one of your lives, because that's the whole reason I do this, is to be in a spirit of helping and a spirit of generosity. And that's why getting on here for free lives, giving some tips here and there, just hoping they help someone. The pandemic affected all of us in a different way. And that's another reason I wanted to do the free online summit, because it's just like everyone can get something from that. Everyone can learn something every day. And you just tune in for 15 minutes and you're going to learn a major lesson every day from one of our experts. So that is the soulcallingsuccesssummit.com. Again, I'm Tara Nolan. Thank you so much for joining. Have an awesome night. It's a beautiful night here in the North Woods. So I'm going to go sit outside with my kombucha. This is kombucha, and enjoy it. Mwah. Bye-bye.